Winning.
This other guys, what they look like, I don't know. This don't make no sense to everybody.
This is the Golden Debate Show with Carl Calzone, Tutor Tortellini. The artist over here known as Michelangelo. Yeah, you know, staying golden.
We're definitely staying golden. Like, comment, share, and download. That's the only way that we get the word of the show out. Technical difficulties ran us almost at 2 minutes of pre-streaming, so let's get it in. EarlyMorningMob.com, the Golden Debate Show.
100 fans had a whole ring.
This other guys, what they look like, I don't know. This don't make no sense to everybody.
The golden debate show. Yeah, the golden debate show. Oh, wow. Golden debate show. We gon' talk about this, talk about the golden debate show. Yeah, the golden debate show. Oh, wow. Golden debate show. We gon' talk about this, talk about the golden debate show.
With 2-minute news from YouTube.
La noticia de 2 minutos.
2 minutos. Keep it real golden.
Winning.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day. Let's begin. Hundreds of police temporarily stormed a protest camp in the central square of the Ukrainian capital on Tuesday, before they were moved back after sometimes violent clashes with demonstrators forced their retreat as they tried to dismantle barricades set up to keep authorities from interrupting the demonstrations. A team of infectious disease experts in Hong Kong are reporting that they still cannot find the source of the contagious H7N9 virus that has already sickened a number of people in Hong Kong and led to one of the quickest forced public quarantines in recent history. After months of laboratory genetic modifications to study how quickly the disease may spread within the public, researchers are reporting that a mutation in this newest strain of avian influenza has rendered the disease resistant to the first line of antiviral drugs and making the near future possibility of a widespread or pandemic virus that much more of a reality. Scientists working with the strain are warning that even as antiviral medications such as Tamiflu are given to patients suffering from the disease, they are not as beneficial as necessary to defeat the viral load within the human body, and they do not harbor the strength for limiting the virus's spread within the human species. In related news, a translation from an Arabic news website shows that a Saudi Arabian hospital near the country's border with Jordan may be experiencing a nosocomial or in-hospital outbreak of the MERS coronavirus that has not yet made it to the official Ministry of Health or any of the country's major news websites. Earth is entering into the peak of a major annual debris stream that forms the Geminid meteor shower, while forecasters suggest that this week's end, December 13th through 14th, will be a peak time for viewing the meteors, with an estimation that up to 120 meteors may become visible per hour. U.S. regulators have cemented a law that limits the ability of large banks to use speculative measures on Wall Street that threaten both their account holders' money and the wider financial system. And to wrap things up, researchers are reporting that the magma chamber inside the supervolcano located underneath the Yellowstone National Park is over twice as large as previously thought, suggesting that lava may be moving within its recesses. World health authorities are reporting that a village within Madagascar is being affected by a large outbreak of the bubonic plague after more than 20 people are reported to have died with the disease and many others are sickened.
Everybody
a nuclear expert
deserves their mac and cheese.
Has said that the most dangerous aspect of the ongoing Fukushima nuclear disaster is the plutonium that is reported to be leaking out of the plant into the world's oceans.
So as our man
and a 5.3 in Indonesia, followed by a 5.1 in Mexico and Costa Rica completes today's Quake Watch. And that's it for this episode of News in 2 Minutes. Check back tomorrow for more news that they wear need the most. This week's News in 2 Minutes is brought to you by SHTFplan.com, where even the officials go for news, and SQMetals.com.
Yeah. You're gonna have a heart attack at 30. I can see it. Hello?
Lucas McNamara, please.
Yeah, may I ask who's calling? Luke. How does anybody know you're up here?
Oh, shoot, it must be out, darling.
Oh, really? Shut up.
Hello? Are you ready to be reborn? Who is this? Payphone, outside ad building, 40 seconds.
Hey, what's that? Hey, Luke, wait, hey!
Luke!
The Astrolab, 20 seconds. Lose the bike.
one of those catacombs. And this other guy's what they looks like. I don't know. This don't make no sense to everybody.
Here we go, McNamara.
So in some cases, videos not as good as audio. Audio is sometimes good than video. The next clip's a little bit better for just purely audio. But it's interesting. This one's about the initiation, and it asks them if you're ready to be reborn. Like I said, Paul Walker is in this movie. This one's mostly the homie from Dawson's Creek there. Next clip's better.
Jobs, and jobs.
This
Let's
other guy,
go for jobs.
I don't know. This don't make no sense to everybody.
He's a jackass.
Get that mac and cheese. Everybody deserves their mac and cheese.
Right now, they're supposedly in the Skull and Bone Tomb under New Haven, and they're in caskets. Everybody that's in water, and all the caskets are opening up, except for Paul Walker.
Guess this one didn't make it through the reborn part.
You better check his breathing. I don't know. Maybe he didn't react too well to the drugs.
God! Down there in one of those catacombs. This other guy's what they looks like. I don't know. This don't make no sense to everybody. God! Down there in one of those catacombs. This other guy's what they looks like. I don't know. This don't make no sense to everybody.
Riding your guide for the next few weeks. The revealing process is our most sacred ritual. It's been a skull tradition since the late 1700s, and it is the foundation of your class. Each soulmate pair will be placed within the device. And then you may ask them any question you want about anything that you want. The object is to learn all that you can about each other.
After they've revealed all to your satisfaction, release them.
Which pair wants to go first?
Caleb and I will.
Winning.
Tell them to go before they go.
Debate show, early morning mob.
Hey, Luke. What's your worst fear?
Calzone, Two-Tone Tortellini. Stay classy.
My worst fear is that I'll always be alone. My mother was killed in a car crash when I was so young that I can't even remember her face. My whole life, I never had any family. Up until a couple of years ago, when I met a friend who became like a brother to me. And then last week, he was taken from me too. Now, why do you think that keeps on happening, Caleb, huh? Any ideas?
I don't know, Luke, who can answer that. You can. You can tell me the worst thing you've ever done. I had an affair with my mother's best friend.
Why are you so afraid of your father?
My father always covers for me. Always gets me out of trouble. I never take responsibility for anything.
Fine, then take responsibility for this. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
God, where do I start?
Don't play Get that mac and cheese. Everybody deserves their mac and cheese.
What are you talking about?
I know what you did.
What are you talking about?
Know where I found this?
Thank you. I lost this. And I wondered where...
Let me give you another, it just strikes me, let me give you a quick example about the maritime law, the law of water, the law of the sea. Money is water, by law. So when a ship, this is why all ships are female, by law. All ships, rocket ship, sailing ship, airship, it doesn't matter. If it's a ship, it's female.
Right.
Because the captain always refers to his ship as she.
Right.
She's a good ship, or she's done this. Why she? Because she delivers the product. Without she, there is no product, right?
It's a vessel.
Of course it is a vessel. So is your body. It's a vessel that produces a product.
Right.
So when the ship pulls into harbor, it stops, and where it parks is called its berth. It's berthing a ship, or she sits in her berth. And every item on that ship, coming out that ship, is money. It's money changing hands.
Right.
And it came in on water. So it's called. So every piece has to have what is called a certificate of manifest, because she is sitting in her berth. That's why when you were born,
I had a birth certificate.
Your mother's water broke. You were inside a container of water. Her water broke, and you came out, and therefore you have to have a birth certificate.
Wow.
And it's got to be signed by the dock, because that's where the ship is sitting. The dock is where the ship sits.
It's funny.
So once you begin to see how the words and terms are all based on maritime admiralty, the law of water, the cash flow, the liquid asset.
But it's just in English, the dock, the water.
Yeah, of course. But of course, it goes all the way back to the English or British domination of the seas.
Oh.
And so when the British began to dominate the seas, the Knights Templar Masonic Order of the Knights Templars, who have been in the middle of Asia, came back into Western Eastern Europe, brought all of these concepts, and it was developed into a commercial system of words and terms and symbols which are used in courts and government and corporations. You know, your body as a corporation. No, that's a whole story. We could talk for hours on this. But your body as a corporation.
Of cells, you mean?
No. It's called, and by law, your body, your physical body is a corporation. And so when you die, you're a corpse. Because when you're living, you're a corporation. You are a business. And hanging out with that person is bad business.
Right.
Or who I hang out with is none of your business.
Right.
Because your body is a business.
Wow.
And so you say, well, you know, what you're doing with her or him is bad business.
Right.
But, of course, if you're getting married and she's very wealthy, you say she's of good stock. Right? Words and terms are based on maritime admiralty, the law of water. And so that's why when you go into a court, you have a fence and a gate. The people sit out here and the judge sits inside. The gate is called a floodgate. When you go through the canal, you have a floodgate.
Right.
So when you're sitting out here, you're in the law of the land. The judge has no control or no jurisdiction over the people sitting out here. No jurisdiction whatsoever.
Right, because they're outside the gate.
That's outside the gate.
Right.
That's on land.
Right.
But when you walk past that gate, now you're in hot water. And someone's going to have to bail you out.
Bail, yeah.
Okay.
Bail. Did you write a book about all these men?
No. I've just been studying it for 48 years.
Get that mac and cheese.
Wow.
Everybody
But it's fascinating.
deserves their mac and cheese.
Because when you understand that the whole subject is so large, and it would take hours and I'd have to go back to square one and walk through all the words and terms that are used in law and courts and commerce.
Yeah.
For you to understand how pervasive this concept of water is on the earth.
Wow.
The law of water, maritime admiralty, it's an extraordinary story about how governments rule the world. And unless you understand this, you're never going to figure out what's going on. Look at it. When you walk into a courtroom and they call your name, you get up and you put your hand on the gate and you open the gate. The moment you put your hand on the gate, by international law, you of your own volition have opened yourself up to maritime admiralty law, because you are in the law of the land. As long as you don't touch that gate and go through it, you haven't opened the floodgate. Now, once you open the floodgate, there's a piece of wood on top of that gate, and it's called the bar, and you're not licensed to pass the bar. So what you've done is you've opened the floodgate, but you weren't licensed to pass the bar. So that means that you're dead. You are now dead. Once you touch that, you're dead.
Because you're no longer in control of
That's right. You are dead. Well, you're considered to be a dead man. That's why the attorney has to speak for you. He has to represent
why
you.
Why are you dead? Because
you went into the deep water and you died.
So we find out through Edward Snowden's revelations, now this in ProPublica and the New York Times, that it turns out the NSA and the CIA had another brilliant idea. Infiltrate gaming networks, where the terrorists clearly are. So they infiltrated the World of Warcraft, Second Life, and Xbox Live. Now, they might have done more, but that's the memos that have been revealed so far. They had a team called Exploiting Terrorist Use of Games and Virtual Environments. That was the title of this task force and the project. And what did they do with this? Well, they had, quote, Network Gaming Exploitation Team. Who puts exploitation in the title? Like, it's time to exploit the network gaming arena. Let's put a team together. Who's going to be good exploiters? You go get them. You take World of Warcraft. You take Second Life. Go. Probably they just wanted to play the games. Here's an NSA document from back in 2008. They said that this was that these games were, quote, a target-rich communication network. Okay, fascinating. In that same document, they said virtual games are an opportunity! Exclamation point. Yeah, they're an opportunity for NSA agents
jobs,
to play
and jobs.
World of Warcraft.
Let's vote for jobs.
Okay. Now, look, it's actually not as bad as it sounds, because in Great Britain, they apparently did have some crime ring that used to steal people's credit card information, communicate through some games. So it's not inconceivable that it could have happened, and I'm not over worried about them, looking into this. I wouldn't have spent a lot of resources on it unless you had evidence. Like if you had evidence from some communication between terrorists, hey, go on to Second Life, that's where we'll communicate, then by all means, have at it. But if you're sitting around just fishing around like...
I love that they're going to open their spy on us playing these video games when the top selling games are war-based.
Massively inefficient. So how did it work out? Well, quote, the documents do not cite any counterterrorism successes from the Afghanistan, but they do cite hours and
Edward Snowden, the NSA whistleblower, is the gift that keeps on giving this Christmas, with his latest revelation being that the National Spying Agency has infiltrated the World of Warcraft and Second Life online gaming communities to find
that mac and cheese.
at least that's what they say. Most likely what they're doing is recruiting
other guys, it looks like, I don't know.
These losers that they set up, that they then give the materials and then coach them on how to build a bomb, and then they arrest them right before it goes off, and then they say that they busted some
jobs.
What better place to recruit the online gaming world, such as Second Life, World of Warcraft, filled with a bunch of morons that just can't even live their real life, so they live in a virtual world, just so detached from reality. It's virtually unparalleled. So this is one of the latest revelation. The NSA snoops in online video games. Many people probably quite surprised by this. The Guardian, the London Guardian, over there, Glenn Greenwald, who has been releasing these documents, says that they've only released 1% of the documents. Now, this memo dates back to 2008. So they called it
about
the
FBI's most wanted list, but did you know the Bureau also puts out a list of the most wanted cybercrime fugitives? Emily Odom is an FBI supervisory special agent with the Cyber Division.
We decided to make a dedicated cyber list as a reflection of the FBI's increased efforts in capturing cyber criminals.
Many hackers come from China and Russia, but increasingly they're also coming from places like El Salvador and Pakistan, and catching them is no easy feat.
There are definitely complications to bringing these people to justice from countries where they may not extradite their own citizens. But we are having success in capturing these individuals as they travel between countries.
The FBI has just doubled the size of the list. There were 5. Now there are 10 most wanted cyber fugitives. The additions, Russian national Alexei Bilan, an alleged identity thief.
Alexei Bilan entered into a really sophisticated scheme in which he compromised 3 different U.S. companies. As part of that compromise, he not only stole millions of identities, he also used some of the credentials of inside employees to further compromise their systems.
Also new to the list, Farhan Arshad and Noor Aziz Uddin. They're from Pakistan, wanted in an alleged $50 million phone hacking scheme.
It involved them compromising a business telephone system and then generating telephone calls.
Man, you motherfuckers don't know nothing about no time. That's right.
That's right, boy. Start that shit off. I heard a rumor I died, murdered in cold blood, traumatized. Pictures of me in my final state, you know mama cried. But that was fiction. Some cabin got the story twisted. Like I no longer existed, mysteriously missing. Although I'm worldwide, baby, I ain't hard to find. Where I spend most of my time, my California grind. Watching for thieving, I'm cautious, it's like I'm barely breathing. Putting the bullet in motherfuckers, give me the reason. See me and hope I'm intoxicated or slightly faded. You tried to play me, now homicide's my only payment. I'm addicted to currency in this life I lead. Why the fuck you cowards be running, too scared to fight a G? For the life of me, I cannot see how motherfuckers picture living life after a night of fucking around with me. And if you don't like this rhyme, then bring your big bad ass to California, cause we ain't hard to find.
Influenced by crime, addicted to grinding, I can pop with my chips.
And niggas call me a time. I've been balling since my adolescent years, steady climbing.
Motherfuckers don't know nothing about no timing.
That's right, nigga. That's like that, do that shit. That's that.
That's all we do.
Nah, man, niggas can't fake that.
I got my lokes on, hard hat, going to war, breaking them off on sight, stopping lives like red lights, watching pause as I pull my strap out my drawers and get the dumping on their ass like the last outlaw. Rich Tupac in the click, smoking blunt, loading clips with enough shit to raise your block in one dip. We bring on horde like tails from the crypt, and we ain't hard to find, it's the tails that we kick.
I'm fully automatic for the static and shit. Remember Dodge Van, 50 rounds in the clip. I'm riding shotgun with the tent in the back. I plan to have a motherfucking hit in this rap. I'm making BALLEJR. We're selling narcotics is all I know. I got blow speed weed, whatever your kind. And if you need a motherfucker, I ain't hard to find.
Some may call me Bootsy, but I call it time. That's why I keeps on grinding to the point where
The Golden Show. It's golden. The Golden Show. It's golden.
Now, come off the training wheels. Use the knowledge and wisdom that we've been given to create an enhanced world rather than a continuous cyclic doom or spiral or 0 point. Now we have this mission ahead of us, and that's why I have to brief people, because the mission accompanies the powers. What happens is many people are desiring to have these massive levels of power and fly and lucid dream and things like that, but if they understand anything about the real spiritual plane, not the fake one, not the illusion, but the real spiritual plane, you have to have some type of mission.
like you's a dog, you get your dog pushed back. If you don't get down, that tough shit you talk is profound. You's a clown, fuck around, come uptown and get found. I keep a pocket full, none of you niggas can touch my funds.
Get that mac and cheese. Everybody deserves their mac and cheese.
The university of the world.
Brightest star in the heavens, many times brighter than the sun.
Engaged to give you the information about how to get to a higher level, and we're not
George Clooney is a spy. George Clooney is a spy.
Now you know your neighborhood. Keep an eye on it. A stranger taking a shortcut through the backyard next door might have broken into your neighbor's home. Report him.
A strange car parked illegally might be loaded with stolen goods waiting to make a getaway. Report him.
That loud fight next door might be the start of a violent crime. Report it.
If you see a prowler at night, don't frighten him away by turning on a light. Report him.
Prophecies, they all speak about
The Golden Show.
Coming
It's golden.
age. But one of the very interesting things that I found was a scholarly work by H.C. Baldry called Who Invented the Golden Age? And in a way, I'm kind of spoiling the punchline of my book here, but that's okay. There's a lot of really great data in there.
You'll be back before then.
But this is what really blew me away, because when I did this research, I found out that the two words that are used for Golden Age are Saeclas, S-A-E-C-L-A-S, and ATOS,
Jobs,
A-T-A-S.
jobs, and jobs.
Well,
That's
turns out
jobs,
that
jobs, and jobs.
age is actually a mistranslation that was only introduced by the Romans. And that prior to that point, these words had a different meaning that did not mean age. The original
brightest star in the heavens, many times brighter than the sun.
I heard this. The original meaning is golden race, not golden age. So the actual prophecies, as soon as you go
We now join the crew of the North American Aerospace Defense Command and U.S. Northern Command in the Command Center as they track Santa on a test flight in preparation for his big journey on December 24th.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lieutenant General Alain Parent, Deputy Commander NORAD. This will be a test flight for Santa Claus, call sign Big Red One. Santa will depart the North Pole and head directly for North American airspace. We all know that Santa travels faster than starlight, but this is nothing that our technologies can't handle. We will now conduct our comms check.
Sir, Intel can confirm that Jack Frost and the Abominable Snowman will not be a threat during the test flight.
Sir, this is the air domain. Airspace is clear from all threats.
Sir, this is Cyber. Our anti-cringe firewall is up and we will continue to monitor for threats.
Sir, land domain here. We have verified load-bearing capacity for all rooftops which reindeer will land on.
Sir, this is Maritime. Our ships are standing by, ready to conduct any gift rescue operations if necessary.
Deserves their mac and cheese.
Sir, in the space domain, we have optimal visibility for our satellite to detect Big Red One.
Sir, this is weather. We forecast light snow and low-density cloud cover in higher elevations.
All those on the line, we can confirm that Santa is airborne at this time.
This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
The ghost and the darkness have come.
He's here.
Thanks for listening to The Golden Show. All thoughts and opinions are solely that of the host, guests, and sponsors. Only to keep free thought alive. Golden Show, earlymorningmob.com.
Brightest star in the heavens, many times brighter than the sun.
Yeah, what are you talking about? 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 All that talking like this, like that, all day in your hood. Golden shows, golden roads, strobe lights, lace lights. Look at my gold. Shut up tonight. Apple shit. One morning, phone it up. No, he said we're talking like this, talking like that. We're talking.
Something's happening.
Okay. Jen, hang up. I need you to get off that phone.
And now we have an extra special bonus tip for all you cool seekers out there. That's right. We're running together for School President. Co-Prezzies, our platform, 2 girls,
northern and
1
central
seat.
Europe has claimed several more lives.
And
At least 5 people
so
died in
Amber Cassandra, if you want High School USA to be the coolest school in
hurled a tree
town.
against a car in the northwest, where Storm Zava has brought heavy snow. Power cuts affected tens of thousands of homes after cables were brought down.